Hello, hello, hello.
Yo, 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 yo.
Everyone's like, what's Michael Huber been doing? Where has he been gone? Why is he not on the podcast? Because you were playing Alan Wake 2.
Yes.
Huber.
This is my most, and this is the year of games, right? And this has been and continues to be my most desired game of the year. Just as a fan of Remedy and as a fan of the Remedy universe, the Remedy connected universe, which Sam, like, before this, weeks ago, confirmed no Max Payne, no Quantum Break in the Remedy connected universe. It's just Alan Wake and Control. That's where we're at. So, Bloodworth, Alan Wake 2. First up, we get there, and it opened basically with a presentation. So we had Sam out there, the cast, Andrea Renee was moderating.
Oh, nice.
So just some really good, like, back and forth, just talking about the process. And I kind of just want to start there in general. And just like hearing the actors talk about working on this game and working with Sam Lake was like very reassuring and very inspiring, because they were just talking about how much of a collaboration it is. And you have to think, like, with a game this, the story's so complex and like everything thought out so far ahead, it's like hard to kind of like improvise or kind of make it your own. And they absolutely did. They just talked about how it was such a collaboration, how they would go back and do scenes later, like when they understood their character more, they were allowed to. So that was a really good one. They talked about, this being Alan Wake 2, but he just kept saying, you don't have to do any homework. You will have fun if you dive in. But of course, if you play Alan Wake and Control, you are going to know a lot more.
He was just zipping through files, and I was like, hey, what? Yeah. That's a thing right
Immediately.
There's a reference.
Yeah.
It was on screen for like half a second.
Yeah. So some very obvious references. Like, this is very much connected to that universe. But I think being able to play as Saga, they talked about that before. Right. Saga being this new character, she doesn't know what's going on. So if you're a new player coming in, seeing it through her eyes is awesome, and that'll kind of catch you up. And so yeah. Someone asked if he was a big fan of Twin Peaks. He said yes, absolutely.
Oh,
he watched Twin Peaks: The Return.
So
he
much.
said he loved Twin Peaks: The Return. So confirmed, Sam Lake loves Twin Peaks: The Return. Other influences were like Hereditary, which is my favorite, Midsummer, Silence of the Lambs, True Detective Season 1 they talked about. And then video games, the biggest thing they mentioned, Blood, this being their first official survival horror game, Remake 2.
Oh, okay.
They talked a lot about Remake 2.
Interesting.
Yeah. So just those connections.
Yeah, I'm curious about that, whether they really went into that at all, about like, because I think a lot of people would still kind of look at Alan Wake as somewhat of a survival horror game, even though it's not quite got everything.
I would say like, genres, right? I would say like action horror for that, because in Alan Wake 1 you'll come up to an encounter and there'll be a box of ammo and you can just fill right up. Right. You're not like managing anything.
So it is
really.
more about like just being like really careful with your resources. One of the bigger emphases.
Yes, one of the things they said was they wanted it to feel desperate. That Shinji Mikami philosophy from the OG Resident Evil of like, yo, we want you to be pressured and desperate, but you are able to fight back. But we want to keep pushing back. And it started on the story mode was the default. They had story, normal, hard. I put it up to normal. I asked them. They were like, yo, maybe not. They were like kind of nervous. They're like, it's not really fully balanced all yet. And I was like, but I really want to feel it. I want to feel the combat.
Right.
So I just put it on normal. And it was pretty intense, dude. I like died once or twice just getting owned by these freakos zipping around. Similar enemies to the original game with kind of the shadow monsters. You shine the light on them. But that's a good place to dive in here.
Yeah, you're starting with Saga, right?
Starting
You did
with Saga
first, and then you did an Alan Wake section later.
Yeah, so I did a Saga section and Alan Wake section. I won't tell you where in the story it picks up. I'm going to try to just be as vague as possible with story.
Yeah, they were very
stuff.
particular about like, hey, if you read some notes about previous chapters, don't talk about that stuff. Just talk about this mission right now. Yeah,
totally. So played a Saga, and you're, in the town. Cauldron Lakes around, whatever. You're in like the OG town, and unfamiliar locations though.
Little fishing dock there.
Yeah, a little fishing
right
dock
there on the lake.
Yeah, and you're trying to get somewhere, and I just love these types of sections in these games. I think of I thought of The Last of Us immediately, just like when you're in Bill's town and there's no enemies around, and you just kind of get to explore and talk to who you're with. Saga's alone, but there's like NPCs just hanging out, and you can like talk to them, and just such good world building, such good atmosphere, Blood. Like, it just feels like everything is so grounded, for how out of control the story may get and be, it's still so grounded, and that gives it meaning and stakes.
Yeah.
So, just this section, just talking to everyone, like really getting absorbed in the location and what Saga's all about. So then I get past the little dock area and I go to Coffee World.
Coffee World.
Coffee World? Is this made for me or what, dude? Coffee World, a coffee amusement park.
No cream for Huber, by the way.
Yeah, no cream. Just straight up black coffee, please. Or espresso. So you go to Coffee World, and I really want to highlight, Bloodworth, the puzzles. I thought they were excellent puzzles. You're looking for something. Again, I'm going to be vague. You're looking for something in Coffee World. You got to find something. And it was tough because this game, Blood, there's no like waypoints, This game does not hold your hand. I want to make that very clear right now. And I was asking communications manager Thomas just about it, and he was like, dude, there was a lot of back and forth with the devs about the balance of that. Like, do we hold their hand or do we add waypoints? Like, because people, the Alan Wake section, which we'll get to later, you're in a hotel and very minimal guidance. You are just wandering around, trying to find keys, trying to get indoors, backtracking all around. You're like, where am I? What am I even doing? So this game does not hold your hand, and I love that. I love it so much because I think of Resident Evil, the maps, and you open up the map, oh, it's red, search, found something, open it up again, okay, blue, room done. It kind of takes me out of it,
Right.
And playing Alan Wake 2, I was always in it. I was always there about what's on screen. So I love the pacing and I love the minimal guidance there. Excellent. Good job, Remedy. Incredible. So on the way to Coffee World 2 and a little bit at Coffee World, I was getting in some fights. Some classic Alan Wake fights, dude. You got your flashlight. You have little four bars on your flashlight.
Yeah, so the flashlight is to stun them, is that right?
Yeah, it'll kind of like hold them back if you just aim it and like stun them a little bit. But then if you click, think it's like R1 or whatever, it'll be like the charge beam, and it'll use a chunk of your battery, but then it'll make them vulnerable to damage and like really stun them. Similar to the original, you would like hold the light on them, and then that's when you blast them. And then you'd find batteries to refill, you'd find ammo. There was a really cool, not everyone found it, there was a really cool crossbow weapon, and to open that there was a puzzle. These puzzles are really good. I like these puzzles. This was a pretty basic one. Should I say the puzzle?
No, it's okay.
Okay, skip the puzzle. But yeah, crossbow there, cool puzzle. It was like a one-shot crossbow too. So like you shoot once,
reload,
and she like puts it on the ground.
Oh yeah.
So like pretty intense.
Yeah, that's some effort there.
Yeah, she has her pistol, and I had a sawed-off shotgun with her. That was pretty cool. Pretty solid shotgun. I'm not ready to comment and commit fully on it yet. high stakes. High stakes with shotguns in general for me. Highest stakes with shotguns in a survival horror game. So,
Right.
but we'll get to Alan Wake in a little bit.
Yeah, but some of the freaks that you were fighting,
Yeah.
these guys are like dual wielding these little hatchets.
Yeah, they're
and tossing them at you.
They're tossing axes, and it is so intense because you're in the woods. You're in the dense woods, and shout out to video games in 2023, just as they get better and better and better and better. Like woods, there's not just a couple trees, dude. These are like deep, thick bushes and woods, and I'm like, where are they? Where are they? They're zipping around. They're zipping by you. It's like you're fighting Quicksilver or the Flash here.
Yeah, yeah. The way they move is like it's so fast and unsettling. And like at first I was like, wait, is that a glitch? The way they just moved across?
Yeah.
Because it's just it's unnatural in a very intentional way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, then you coffee world looking for things, fighting, and then there's the big the Mind Palace, which they've showed. So you have to basically you'll learn things in the world, and then you can kind of go back there and put them all in place. And
Yeah, and I know we can't show it because of the spoilers, but you kind of actually put clues on the wall. Like, how does that process work?
Yeah, Bloodworth. So, I mean, again, I'm jumping into the game, so it's a little tough because they gave us an onboarding too. They were like, "Yo, we're throwing you in like." We're gonna show you a kind of a tutorial video and talk about it, tell you what to do. Like, we're really throwing you into the deep end here. Just completely skipping the tutorials. Because basically I would get clues and kind of just does it go here? No. Does it go here? No. Does it go here? Yes. Okay, it fits. So kind of just brute forcing it. But that would then lead to other things, and you'd have clues, and then it started to make more sense when I was caught up and okay, I put that one down. Now I'm actually here on this. Find some things. Okay, these connect.
Cool.
So yeah, that was. I gotta see more of that. I gotta really start from the beginning, obviously, to really get all of the Mind Palace stuff because it seems pretty complex, but also really neat and cool because that room you're in is really cool. You can do a lot in there, but just the board itself is a really cool way to kind of lay out, what's going down because this is a mystery and you want to solve this thing. So then that was pretty much it for Saga. There's a little more we can't talk about, and then we played as Alan Wake. Been waiting a long time for this, Bloodworth. A decade plus to play as Mr. Wake again. And just the tonal vibes being so different was amazing because it's all right, you're Saga in, talking to people just at a dock and hanging out.
Yeah, and you're talking about the woods. You're out in the woods.
Yeah.
You kind of got the mist on the lake and everything.
Yeah, and then you're Alan Wake in the dark place in a freaking chaotic ruined city, and there's just
well, it's his mental projection of New York City, right? So it's just those vibes alone. It's just kind of being in an empty city where you're feeling dark and vulnerable in a very different way.
Totally. So you could find a map, and that would kind of give you a little more guidance, but you had to find the map. You could miss the map. It was just okay, take this map, and that kind of you'd bring it up and you'd see kind of just the different areas in the place, and it was. I just love that vibe of just being in a space in a survival horror and just okay, I have options here. Where do I go? What should I do? People are around me trying to kill me. What should I do here? So, just really cool location. But his main gameplay gimmick is this light device.
Okay.
It looks like a little lamp almost with no lampshade,
Okay.
And he clicks it and it'll shift reality a little bit.
Oh.
So if there's boxes in front of you or whatever, click it, boxes are gone. Reality's a little bit different, Blood.
Okay. Yeah, I remember from the trailer, they seem to have something connected to his Mind Palace where it's he could put things and sort of change the story and the environment would change that way. But you're saying that there's this little quick click of a button.
Yeah, this
you kind of
device.
cycle through a couple of things.
Yes. So, like, for example, there was a stairwell to go down. I needed to get somewhere. I would go down the stairwell, go through the door, and it'd be kind of a dead end. I would go back, click it, go back again, and all of a sudden there'd be like a ladder there. So you would have to like take light though to charge it up. So you could like take some light from a place and then like bring it here, use it. So that's where it was getting pretty tricky, Bloodworth.
But do you like if you clicked it like twice, would it go back, or would there be like a third
It seemed
option?
like it would
or-
just go back. It seemed
Okay.
like it would go back because the light coming through the door would be like blue or red. So
Right.
shift to red, shift to blue.
Yeah,
So-
because doing it
but-
that
but
way, it
again, I
reminds
was-
me a little bit of like Lords of the Fallen. You
Yeah.
remember with the umbral.
100%.
plane or
I brought
whatever.
that up. I brought that up.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah. They were even talking about like Broken Age for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where it was getting pretty tricky because you had to use the light and kind of shift realities, and like a prompt would come up for that, which was cool. So you knew you could use it then. It wasn't like, okay, let me try it here. Let me try it here. It was like very clearly you can use it here. So that helped. But yeah, I was basically just wandering around this hotel trying to find something. And there were, similar enemy types. There was this big double barrel shotgun I got that was better than the sawed-off for sure. Big, just elephant gun looking thing. Really sweet. And yeah, I just liked I just liked the balance, Bloodworth, so much of both of these characters and locations. And we didn't talk about the inventory management, of course. Now you have a full grid,
Yeah.
freaking Resident Evil style. You have
Like
your little
RE4 kind of looking. Yeah.
yeah, in the corner. Guns go there, ammo goes there. Meds, because you can heal up. There were meds that could heal you instantly, or meds that would heal a little bit and then more over time. Some spots were blocked out. I don't even remember when or how, but I found a pack to increase my inventory size. There are save rooms and storage boxes. So item box, you can stuff anything in there.
Okay, great.
If like my inventory got pretty jammed up once I got that crossbow with Saga. I was like, dude, I'm just gonna put all
Yeah,
put all
so
this
that
stuff
is
away.
definitely pretty different right there, just having that.
Yeah. Also, ammo. I didn't have any upgrades because you can't upgrade stuff. Dude, there was like a secret upgrade I found. I shined a light and I noticed this yellow arrow and it was like pointing here. And then I found this symbol and I shined on it and then it gave me an upgrade point.
Oh,
So it's like hidden skill upgrade points in the environment, and you could like, upgrade your pistol and whatever. There was like 3 tiers for each. I didn't really dive in on that too hard.
yeah. So do you think that's similar to Control when you upgraded the guns there? Or is it different?
It seemed a little different. It
Okay.
seemed it's different for sure. It's different for sure. Yeah, I don't know if you upgrade like the gun specifically or if it was like just the skills. Again, it happened so fast. And they were right there too. We were kind of all chatting when it happened because they were like, "Oh, right there!" They're like, "Oh, you found that!" Like, because I just like crawled under this stairwell, and then all of a sudden I just found it. So it was like the sense of discovery
Yeah.
and atmosphere is god tier in this game already, and I barely played, so that is big. And haven't even been able to talk about the story. I'm not even talking about the story, which is like one of the main things Remedy is known for. I will just say that I was invested, dude. I was heavily invested, heavily absorbed. And that's pretty much it, Bloodworth.
Yeah. So, but between the two of them, because you kind of talked about some similar enemies, there's some different guns, but like, other than like the switching mechanic, kind of, is that like the main difference you think between the two playing between Saga and Alan Wake?
Yeah, it'll definitely be the clicker mechanic for sure. Obviously, the atmosphere is dramatically different, and probably the weapons as well. Because she had a Glock looking thing, and Alan had the revolver and the bigger shotgun. So I imagine each player is gonna have different weapons. So yeah,
Nice.
I loved it, Bloodworth. I cannot wait.
Yeah. And coming out right before Halloween, so that's nice.
Yeah. perfect timing. Yeah. Yeah, when you're Alan Wake and you're like going through, there's just these shadows and they're just like, wake, wake. Like, oh my God. So intense. It really feels like something special, Bloodworth. I'm going to say it right now. This game feels like something special. Remedy's confidence probably is at an all-time high coming after Control. This game was freaking canned so long ago.
Right.
Remember like that old leaked footage of like the prototype version of it from way back? Like this has been a long road to get here and it feels like they are firing on all cylinders. So, Alan Wake 2.
Nice. Thank you. That's just a month away now.
Yeah.
Just a month away for that final game.
So close.
We are Easy Allies. We check out games like this. We do reviews. We do podcasts. We stream on Twitch, all kinds of fun stuff. And we are supported by our community. So if you enjoy this stuff, check us out at patreon.com/easyallies. Or you can just head over to our YouTube channel and check out some other previews. Here we did Spider-Man 2 recently. We've got Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth recently. All kinds of cool stuff. So go check that out. Check out the reviews and podcasts. And we will see you soon.